Every night at 3 a.m., I saw a girl in the window across from mine. She never moved. Never blinked. Just stared back. The problem? That apartment was supposed to be empty. I never believed in ghosts. That's what makes this whole thing worse. Because now, I don't know what to believe. It started the first night I moved into the new apartment. A tiny place on the 8th floor, barely bigger than my old college dorm. The walls smelled of fresh paint and someone else's regrets, and the view from my window? Another building just like mine, standing tall and grey, with dozens of identical windows. But one window stood out. The one directly across from mine. At exactly 3 a.m., I woke up for no reason at all. The apartment was silent, too silent. Not even the hum of a fridge or the creak of settling wood. Just stillness. And then, I saw her. A girl. She stood in the window opposite mine, pale and still. Her long black hair hung in wet strands. She wore a white nightgown that looked like it belonged to another century. At first, I thought it was a dream. Or maybe I was still half asleep. But I sat up, rubbed my eyes, and stared again. She was still there. Motionless. Watching me. The next morning, I told myself it was a trick of the light. My mind playing games. Moving was stressful, and I'd barely slept. I even laughed about it at work, telling my coworker Maya, my imagination's been busy. Saw a horror movie in my own window. She laughed. You've been reading too many thrillers. Maybe she was right. So that night, I made sure to double-check everything. Curtains pulled halfway, lights off. I curled into bed with a podcast in my ears. But I woke again. 3 a.m. Heart pounding. And this time, I didn't have to rub my eyes. She was there. Same position. Same expression. Hands limp at her sides, face ghostly pale. Just staring. 3 nights in a row. Always the same time. Always the same window. I started to look forward to it. Not out of excitement, but out of dread laced with obsession. What if she was real? What if she needed help? Or what if I was losing my mind? I began leaving the curtain slightly open at night. I even set an alarm to 55 a.m. just so I wouldn't miss her. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I stood up, trembling, walked to the window, and raised my hand. I waved. She didn't respond. My breath fogged the glass. Then slowly, very slowly, her hand lifted. And she waved back. The next morning, I couldn't shake the feeling from my skin. Goosebumps. An itch under my bones. Like I'd touched something that didn't belong in this world. I needed answers. So I went down to the building manager's office, a grumpy old man named Mr. Weller who always smelled like burnt coffee and cigarette smoke. I asked casually, "Hey, who lives in 807 across the way?" "You know, the window across from mine." He looked up from his crossword. 807? No one. I frowned. Really? I saw someone there. His brow furrowed. Can't be. That apartment's been sealed off for years. Why? He sighed. Something bad happened. Back in '97, a girl went missing. Her parents reported her vanished. Just disappeared one night. They say she was sleepwalking. Some think she jumped. Others think, well, no one knows. They never found her. Her stuff was still there. Even her dinner on the table. But she was just gone. My throat tightened. What was her name? He squinted at me. Emily. Emily Rain. That night, I couldn't sleep. Emily Rain. That name haunted me. Like I'd heard it before. Like it belonged to a memory that wasn't mine. I looked her up. Online. Old newspaper clippings. Photos. And when I found her picture, my stomach dropped. It was her. The girl in the window. Same face. Same expression. Unchanged after almost 30 years. The next night, I waited. 2:55 a.m. I sat in front of the window, lights off. 3 a.m. She appeared. But this time, she was closer to the glass. So was I. I whispered, Emily. Her lips moved. But no sound. I read her lips, help me. I couldn't sleep anymore. I couldn't eat. My dreams were filled with her voice whispers of things I didn't understand. A hallway. A closet. A key. And then, one night, I saw something different. The curtain behind her moved. Someone was behind her. But she didn't react. She just stared. Helpless. And then I realized. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking through me. Or maybe at someone behind me. I spun around. But my apartment was empty. I made a decision. I had to go into 807. I begged Mr. Weller. I told him I was writing a piece on local urban legends. He rolled his eyes but gave in, warning me, 10 minutes. That's it. The apartment was cold. Dust layered everything like snow. Furniture covered in white sheets. The air felt heavy, thick with something unsaid. I found the window. Stood in front of it. Looked out. There was my apartment. And my window. But it was wrong. It looked faded. Warped. Like a painting left out in the rain. Then I turned around. There, carved into the wooden closet door, was a name. Emily. And a single sentence beneath it. Still here. I hear her voice now. Even when I'm awake. She whispers things I can't understand. Shows me memories that don't belong to me, of water, of screaming, of a fall that never ended. And I think I know why she chose me. Because I believe her. Because I see her. Because I'm the only one who waved back. The last time I looked into that window, she was gone. No figure. No shadow. Just blackness. A hollow space where a girl once stood. And then my reflection blinked. But I didn't. I've moved since then. Different city. Different building. No more 3 a.m. wake-ups. No more staring contests with the past. But sometimes, I still feel her. When the wind howls just right. When the lights flicker. When my reflection lingers a little too long in the mirror. Sometimes I wonder, did I save her? Or did she leave something behind? And when I pass an empty window, I never wave. Not anymore. Because I don't know who might wave back. Continue Chapter 2. If this story moved you even a little, please like or comment, it helps more people find it. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a love story whispered just for you. We're building something special here, a space for stories that speak to the soul. I'm so glad you're part of it.